here, and we got to embarrass somebody again. Gee whiz, do we crack books? And at the end of the day, literally, do we ever crack books? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and other platform we're working on, which is called Cardboard PC Kingdom. Now, can't express this enough. This is coming from individuals, again, who have not been around the beginning era of screen paint products. Because again, if you're around the beginning era of screen paint products, you would know that basically that all screen paints are over the counter. They would have to be. It'd be virtually impossible for them not to be. And the reason why is because the chemical process to making paint, actual real paint, is a very expensive process. And on top of that, extremely dangerous if you do not know what you're talking about. Unless you're basically, and put it in the form of making a cake, unless you're making a cake where you're actually, basically you have the chickens are processing your eggs, you're actually literally growing the wheat for your flour, you're basically cutting sugar cane for your sugar, you're doing the whole process from the ground up. That is the only way you got an item that's not processed over a counter. You cannot make a screen paint. And this is why I understand that that's it. Crack your book, please. If you're talking about a raw chemical, a raw element, you can't even get half that stuff because you're not even licensed to have it to begin with. Half of the chemicals that go into making actual paint requires serious licensing. It requires an education and a knowledge of chemistry, an advanced chemistry at that. Second, you'd have to take it to something called a flash zone, which means that once your chemical is basically some kind of chemical compound or whatever you're going to make it into, it's going to have to go through something called flash zone, which means basically they're going to burn it, they're going to do all kinds of stuff to it. And this basically allows it to get one of the things called a safety material data sheet, which they stick on your container telling exactly what it is. So if some of this stuff has to spill into the ocean or God knows where else, they know exactly how to clean it up. If it's a hazardous material, it's a water-based, what is it at the end of the day? If you're spraying this out of a cannon, what kind of reaction is it going to have once it becomes airborne? So this is what I mean by at the end of the day, you have to know what you're talking about. First things first, yeah, all screen paint comes from over the counter. Again, it'd be virtually impossible, like I said. What makes a screen paint different from another screen paint is the fact that it comes down to testing, which means you have to show tests that your product is different from everybody else's. That's why we have something called a match or better demonstration, or what we like to call black versus black. Now, on our black versus black demonstrations, which we have posted to our website, and I can go to your websites right now and show you don't have these tests done. A black versus black test proves that the product that we have is not going to match any form of black surface, black paint, black film, black plastic, and so forth. You have to have dozens and dozens and dozens of these tests done in order to prove that the black paint or whatever paint you're selling does not match the paint that you're actually trying to sell. Like Jamie did in his video demonstration where he matched Network Gray 773, where he matched bare screen paint. When he matched those particular paints, his product value dropped dramatically because clearly you can show that his paint was not only over the counter, but it was a paint that could match other over the counter products. You have to be to show that your product does not match over-the-counter products. As I said before, if you want to break it down and get into the whole chemistry of it all, in order for you to make a raw element, you would literally have to make the raw element itself in order for you to actually compound it into an actual form of paint itself. So, say if you were to, like I said, and put it in the form of a birthday cake. Say you want to make a cake. All cakes you can buy over the counter, but you can also make them by scratch. But if you make them by scratch, that means basically the very items that go into that cake are also bought over the counter. Now, if you're talking about over the counter, no on the counter whatsoever, that means that you can two ways you can make a cake. You can make it where you can buy it, that's over the counter, or you can buy the ingredients, which are over the counter. Unless you got yourself a full-fledged farm and you got chickens out there where you're hatching your eggs, and you got a wheat field where you're actually processing and making your own wheat and flour out there at the end of the day, and you got your own sugar cane where you're processing your own sugar, that is raw elements right from the earth. You get what I'm getting at here? So this is why I'm addressing somebody made a statement on which one was saying, "Oh, you're saying that it's all been ever since been all screen paint is over the counter. It has to be, because it'd be virtually impossible unless you're some brainiac chemistry or doing it. And keep in mind, even if you're able to make a raw element, do you have any idea how much testing they would have to go through before they would allow it to be sold to the consumer? I mean, this stuff would have to have so much testing. It's not even funny. It would take years before you could get that out there. So, no. Now, what makes our product different, and the reason why we can charge the money we charge for, because we have technology that no one else has. Tell me how many people have a screen that can absorb sunlight right now? That's why we have match and better demonstrations to prove that our product does something that no other screens can do. How many of you have taken out certified screens? How many of you have done it? How many can show you a technology that converts one image and show another image? Like we got over here that new technology sitting right now. You don't have that, do you? No, y'all have everyday house paint because we tested your stuff already. We can go by and show our demonstrations versus yours, and your demonstrations don't have any testing whatsoever. You can't even do a batch number verification on your products. You can't even show any testing on any of your products involving long short throw projectors, ultra short throw projectors, white level tests, contrast. You don't have none of those tests at all, period. Not a thing. Gain range, non-existing, doesn't exist. Rear projection technology, Partey does not have enough knowledge to even talk about rear projection capabilities. He doesn't have it at all. So let me explain to show you right here. So right here, and this is what I should be seeing when I go to your website. I should be seeing a list of videos showing you doing black versus black demonstrations or gray versus gray. When I go to y'all what's left of y'all, when I go to y'all I can't say it because one website's down right now. We went to his website, no demonstrations at all. No demonstrations on showing the difference between his product and house paint. The only ones we do have are the ones that are found on the blacklist, which actually show his product matching house paint. And all the years that I have developed under 429 screen paints, not one of them has ever matched another house paint. So, if the consumer were to go out and buy black paint and put it against mine, it won't match. That's what makes my product different. If I were to put my product against a certified screen like Black Diamond, DMP Supernova, Elite Screens, any one of those companies, I could beat their screen easily. Because again, it shows in the day the value of my technology. That's why I can get that money. You can't. When I go to your website and I look for stuff, we get nothing but cancellations from you guys. You can't even pass our basic test demonstrations. So we don't cancel out. We don't have that record of cancel out to anybody. But to sit there and say at the end of the day, other paints are not bought over the counter, every single one of them are. Because it'd be virtually impossible to be able to make a chemical from the ground up. You don't even have the chemistry background to do it. Not if alone the license or certification, not even the environment, the zoning to make a raw element from scratch. You don't have it. And even if you did have it, then from the door, it would take years to get approval before they allow that to go out into the consumer hands or buyers to be able to use that. There would have to be a ton of information on it. So, all screen paints are made over the counter. It's what combination or what they combine into it that makes it what it is. Now, does it mean that it comes all from Home Depot? No. Does it mean it comes from all Lowe's? No. Some people buy their products from all different places. They buy stuff from over the world, from here to there. But wherever they're buying it from, it's over the counter. If you're buying it from over in Japan, if you're buying it over in Hong Kong, if you're buying it over in France, no matter where you buy in the country, it's all coming in over the counter. Customs can't ship anything through there that doesn't have proper paperwork sitting on top of it. Can't be sent over raw elements across through customs. It doesn't have proper clearance. That stuff would never make it through. So all of it has to be, every drop of it. So that's why I said before you post on my channel, crack a book. Learn something new instead of coming into my channel and talking. I know about this stuff because I've had contracts overseas and they've asked me all kinds of questions about how this stuff was made. We had to go through non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, to make sure no one talked about what was in it. Trademark secrets, all this stuff. Same thing. Just like when you buy your chicken or when you buy cookies or whatever, all that stuff is bought in a supermarket. Somebody's just figured out a way to build a better mousetrap, and that's what they did. And that's the whole key of it all. You learn to take the same invention, you learn to make it better, and you'll make more money than the next person. But you have to prove it, that product actually works. And this is why when we go back and look for testing under products, we can't find any of your testing whatsoever back in your claim up on your products. Gain range? That stuff is inverse. It doesn't even exist. You can't even back that stuff up. That's potential lawsuit right there from the door. Saying your product pulls at 100% contrast and it washes out in fully environment, becomes yellow, where you got products matching house paint on every freaking level you can think of. When you got policies that are set up that the customer does happen to figure this out, they can't do anything about it because you can take their money and get away with it, which has a policy that says if it lands on your property or you open it up, you're stuck with it. Yeah, that nonsense. So this is the reason why we have more testing than anybody else. So if that answers your question, there you go. Knock yourself out, Skippy. You've been blocked from my channel, just so you know. And yeah, I did delete your comment. And the reason why I deleted your comment was not for the simple fact that I had something to hide. We've been backing up our product since day one. That's why I have all these demonstrations on my site. Where are y'all's at? You don't have any, do you? All right then. I don't think so. Certified companies don't even acknowledge your existence at all. Period. These are all black on black demonstrations. You have to have all these to prove that your product will not match everyday black paint, fabrics, films, you name it. Have to have those tests, and they must be posted directly to your website and all shopping carts. If you don't have those tests there, guess what happens? No one will buy your stuff. If I get my hands on it, I can show you stuff doesn't even work because I have skills. I've been in the field for a very long time. I know what to look for. And that's the reason why when we come across people, they automatically go in and they cancel out. Now, I'm pretty sure that one of the naysayers wrote that one. And I've been to your sites already. You have no testing on your products at all. And that's why we have your cancellations sitting on the bottom of my desk, because you couldn't back your products up. Now, don't get jealous. Don't get mad at the end of the day because we can sell our products for what we sell it for. Because we have tests. You don't have any tests. I could give you a challenge today. I could ask you to match all our tests for 429 screen paints today. Can you do it? You can't, can you? Can you complete what AdTech does? Show me a demonstration today through Sunlight. We've given you challenges, tons of them, and you haven't been able to back up anything. So, if you're saying you have the same product as me, where are the demonstrations at? There is none, is there? No, because you don't have any. Some of you shut down your websites because you can't take it anymore. The rest of you, your websites are standing still, no activity whatsoever. Yeah, Danny's website has absolutely zero activity running through it right now because he can't back his product up. Who else? The other fellow, he can't sell his product because we told him he couldn't sell the product, but it didn't work. Williams can't sell his product. You know why Williams can't sell? Well, number one, ain't gonna buy him. He's a crooked preacher. He's not even a preacher. I can't even give him that. He's not a preacher. He's an imposter. So no one's gonna buy from somebody who's gonna fake being a minister. You're not gonna trust him with a 10-foot pole. You'd rather rip off everybody on the face. So no one would trust you after that. So no. And then what I've seen from your demonstrations, nothing impressive. Same old nonsense I've seen over and over again. If you can't basically stand behind your product, and someone tells you you can't sell, and you don't sell, that means you can't stand behind your product. And we literally told him that he can't sell his product on eBay. And his product has never ended up on eBay. He can't sell it because you know it doesn't work. You know he's a fake. Much like being a minister, you're a fake. And you, at the end of the day, I would advise you not even going anywhere near opening that building. You got IRS on your back right now because you're going to have to show some documents on where that money went to that you were taking from people that you claim to be a preacher, that you're not a preacher at the end of the day, and for a church you don't have. You don't even have the degree to be one. So I hope you weren't running around with an ID, a fake ID, getting free whatever you're trying to get, and posing a minister at the end of the day. Because again, IRS is on your back. No nonsense in there. But no, we back our stuff up 100%. That's why we do all this testing. We got more testing on our parts than anybody else. Here we go. This is what I had to drop on the other guy. The other guy we was talking to about Partey's gain range nonsense. Now, the reason why you guys only get $50 to $27 for your products, because you can't beat any of the certified screens. Your products they don't test well. How many demonstrations do you have outside? None. And if you do have them, they're very poor demonstrations. How many demonstrations do you have on different forms of projectors? How much, put it what, your skill level. How much do you freaking even know about rear projection technology? Nothing at all, period. So you can't get that money. What about these certified screens? You ever beat a black diamond before? And I'm not talking about one. I'm talking about there's a lot of them. Between 13 and 14 of them. Have you done it yet? You haven't, have you? DMP Supernova. I've never seen any of y'all test against the Infinity or the Blade. None of them. What about Elite screens? You guys will stick near the Cinema Grade 5D because it's pretty much an easy screen to try to get around. But I've never seen you try to take the Dark Star 9. It's a 0.8 gain sitting on top of it. That screen can generate a full lit environment with no problem whatsoever. So you want to get the money we get at the end of the day, but you don't want to do anything, and you want to be me. You're not going to get that money. No one's going to pay you jack at the end of the day. I wouldn't even pay you jack. And heck, I've given you money for your product, and you couldn't even keep the money. That doesn't scream at the end of the day that, hey, look, we know what we're talking about if you can't even keep the money we give to you. These are my test demonstrations right here. It's not even close. I'm over 11,000 videos on YouTube right now. Tons of demonstrations on every level you could possibly think of. We got it. Where yours at? Oh, you don't have any. You know why? Because y'all went in a dark environment, used a high-powered, expensive projectors, calibrated machines, and went in and tried to fool your customers. You got any demonstrations like this? Showing ambient light detection in windows, anything like that? No. You know what customers do? Customers do their research. They go compare videos to everybody else. That's why they buy from us only. Because no one's doing our demonstrations. And the reason for making a statement that way, that's how I know that you're not from the era of screen paints. Because in the era of screen paints, when it first started off, everybody was over the counter. Every single person. It's what made your product different than everybody else's. Unless, like I said, unless you're telling me at the end of the day that there are people out there that are literally getting raw elements from the earth and getting them processed to turn them into these different bases of chemicals, to combine those chemicals together to make these products. Is that what you're saying? Because let me tell you how interesting this is. I'm going to help them out a little bit because I got to help these people out. See that right there? The only elements going to make this product right here? So you would have to make, out of this one product, say you got 10 of these that go into your own product right here. You would have to break down all the elements that make this up. And then you would have to, once you find out each element for this one, you would have to break down that element to get to its raw element form to restructure it all the way up to make that one element to make the 10 that equals to this. Got it? That's how it works. And that means that once you do construct it and get it together, you can't even sell it yet. Because now it's got to go through something called flash or test zone, which means they have to test this thing out for years to make sure this right here doesn't kill anybody, doesn't blow up, doesn't explode, doesn't implode, has any problems in shipping, anything with that. It may give off a chemical smell. Anything could happen at the end of the day that could kill somebody or harm somebody with this. What if a kid drinks this or eats this? What do they do? What's the poison? What's in it that basically can help doctors treat whatever poison could be in that body? There you go, right there. All that is important. You spray this, it becomes airborne, and you need a mask. Is the mask required? Is it hazardous? Is it flammable? What kind of cause could this cause in the day? So they have to go through all that. Now, once all that testing's done, then you get something called safety material data sheet. And this gives you the permission slip to go to places like Home Depot, Benjamin Moore, and all those places and sell your products over there. Has to go through all that testing. So, since people don't have that kind of time in their hands, anything you buy. So if you bought this, right? And it's just everyday paint. Everybody's got this. But you figure out a way to make this paint do something that other paints can do. And if you take the very same paint itself and put it against the paint that you've made that's just out of this, and it doesn't match, that means you have something different. That's what the black on black tests are for. The gray on gray tests are for. The gun on gunmetal tests are for. That's what they're for. And you all haven't completed any of them whatsoever. So that's why a customer doesn't know whether or not he or she has got an everyday can of paint that they could have set off a shelf and paid only $30 a gallon for instead of paying $90 a quart for it. Because your stuff's not tested. Would you like Mr. Bird to buy your stuff and go through those tests myself? I can get your stuff. It's not hard for me to get. I can make a phone call right now, Mr. Rogers, and I can get your stuff down here on my desk. You'd have to shut your site down and stop me. And I can basically show you at the end of the day that we can reverse your stuff that fast, that quick, and show you exactly how to break it down and how it's made. And show you that everything you have in there is over the counter. I can mimic your stuff easily. I was able to match Jamie's stuff to Network Gray without even touching his stuff. And he did the test, he matched it himself. But except for what he didn't do was he didn't match 3 of them, because we matched the Metallica mix, the Personal mix, and we matched the Cinemax all on the same network gray. He only did one. Why is that? Because he did that one on camera, and off camera, he fiddled around. I guarantee he tested the rest of them and found that they match, and that's why he never heard anything from it, even after we did 3. But the customers, on the other hand, customers did the test themselves. So, yeah. So, for the person who sat there and said, oh, you won't answer because you won't be a man, I've been talking about this for years. What a freak are you have? I guess somebody has finally moved the rock, and someone has finally crawled out and joined the rest of us. Hello, welcome to the world. Just to let you know, I've been talking about this for a very long time. I sat there and said for a very long time that all screen paints are over the counter, because it's virtually impossible for you to make a paint from scratch, because you would have to break down all the raw elements that are in it, and you would have to rebuild it. Keep in mind that even if someone was to reverse engineer your stuff, I say reverse engineer, several different forms of reverse engineering. First one is basically figuring out how it's made and trying to complete the duplicate of the product. But the problem you're going to have is the person has a slew of tons of testing underneath this product. You're going to have to match those demonstrations in order to claim you have it. Other than that, you're in a lot of trouble. That's why we have so many test demonstrations. Now you see. So it's virtually impossible to catch up to any of the tests. Second, if you don't have any tests underneath your product, then guess what? They can claim anything to be yours at the end of the day because you have no testing backing your product up. So your product basically has what that product can do over there. Comes up light, can pull up a really heavy contrast level. They would have to be to pull that same image with all the testing. But say you never did that test at all, period. You just did it in a dark environment. Then that really tells me at the end of the day, there's not much testing we can do on your stuff. All we would have to do is just basically just take the same paint, stick it in a dark environment with a high-end projector, calibrate the machine, and wow, we got your stuff. That's it. There you go. You have to prove it. And that's why we have all these tests. And this is why we put out something called Match or Better Challenges. Match or Better Challenge. Match and Better Challenge. You see them all the time. That means at the end of the day, do the exact same damage that we do. What, are you too lazy? You can't go and basically run out a spot, grab a couple of projectors and get to work? No, because you're lazy. That's why. So when you sit there and make a statement like that, well, how is my stuff not... My stuff should cost the same price as so and so and so. No. My price doesn't do what your product does. My product can beat your product. And I've not seen your stuff touch my stuff yet. Are you kidding me? Gray paint? Are you kidding me? We used to make that stuff back in the day. I made that stuff before you guys made it. So you don't have anything of value. That's why no one's spending your money for your stuff. You're just making claims that you have stuff that you don't have. Like saying you have sun killer technology and FLE. You don't have any of that stuff. You're just making claims of it. If you did, we'd have tons of videos by now. I'd literally have more videos on this new stuff than you have in your products right now, all together combined. So, see all these demonstrations right here? This is what you should have. So we had the conversation with the fellow about Lee. We dropped these 2 pages on him. We gave him an entire page of demos and testing for him to go through. And when he saw that, what did he do? He disconnected the option on the bottom of the comment section, because we had more to show him. Now, if you're going to tell me you know rear projection technology, I'm looking for tons of videos on rear projection. You don't have that. We have all of that because we've been doing this stuff for years. All these demonstrations here, gentlemen, are match or betters. Every single one of them. And climbing. So, where are the test demonstrations at? Instead of you guys showing us stuff, you're deleting your videos left and right. We got Jamie in the middle deleting the video on the Network Gray 773. He deleted the video with the bare silver screen, got rid of those. Why would you get rid of something that at the end of the day backs your claim? You know, he got mad and ranted us one time. Came to the channel screaming, yelling, cursing us out because we showed up a video of him matching house paint. What are you angry about? You're the one that did it right there. Danny got mad at us and deleted the video where he basically showed how to paint the screen in. Screen came out shiny, very, very shiny, hot spotting material. You're reflecting stuff off windows and everything instead of exorbitant like you're reflecting all over the place. We got copies of that video, by the way, just so you know. It's on the blacklist. So you see these demonstrations. Gentlemen, you have to have this. This is why I've been telling you for the longest time. Testing. How many times you heard me say on camera, you got to test your stuff, got to test your stuff, got to test your stuff. But y'all don't want to do it. And then you wonder why consumers don't want to spend the money for your product because you don't want to do the testing, but you want to make the money like everybody else. How much Goose Screen charges for stuff? Goose Screen charges $4,000, $5,000, $300, $400. Heck, you can spend a couple of $100 for a quart of their product. You know why they get that money? Because they show their product works. They have a ton of testing underneath their product. The reason why you don't get that money, because you don't have any testing. That's why you give us back the money. So don't cry to me. Don't cry to anybody else about your little sorrow woes at the end of the day because your paints aren't selling. You can't back it up. If you're going to cancel out against me at the end of the day, how are you going to deal with the big companies? You ain't cry about everything. They just cry about everything. Cry, cry, cry. Have you done these videos? Have you done this one? Yeah, have you done that? Have you? What about any of these? Have you done any of these? Any of these videos? What about this one with the lights on? Have you done this one? Oh, you haven't done this one. This is a challenge we gave you. 2 years ago, we literally gave them this challenge. They never did it. See, this is when y'all get on there and y'all talk about ambient light projection technology. Let me explain something to you, these naysayers. You don't understand the first thing about ambient light projection technology. The other one's sitting up there in an apartment, pointing to a ceiling that's not even coated with anything whatsoever. Like, look at the lights. Dude, you're not fooling anybody. We can see the ceiling's white. I can see the ceiling's white. The contrast levels are poor. And then the screen you're displaying, the white levels are poor because it's coming up dark and dirty. This is what you're supposed to show when you point to a ceiling. Good gracious, you got to educate these dummies at the end of the day. You know why I call y'all dummies? And I'll tell you why. Because I'm a busy man. I got things to do. I got this machine over here I'm building on. I showed this screen off over here to a couple people, and they want to invest in my company as soon as possible. As soon as this thing's locked in, they're investing. And you guys are mad and bitter at me because I can do this. Where are your demonstrations at? I can literally shoot outer space off my ceiling with the same light that washes out your screen. And y'all want to cry to me at the end of the day because you can't get that money. I don't know why you can get that kind of money, then I can't. Yeah, because you work for a living. You actually did a job. You actually did a real job, real work at basically making screen paints. Then you would have that at the end of the day. But you refuse to. You're too lazy. You don't even update your websites correctly. Your search engine optimizers are failing. Yeah, I know about your search engine optimizer. You know I can track those things down. Yeah, your optimizer is horrible. Literally. I would have a better chance finding a needle in a haystack before I would find your website. Poor job on that. It's like you guys slapped these sites together and you didn't do any work whatsoever. Jamie ever show you a demonstration, showing you bit by bit how to go to the website, how to design this and put that, he didn't show you none of that because you know what he's doing. Guy left the SKU numbers up there that belong to the previous templates to the website. Gentlemen, black versus black demonstration, certified demonstration, black versus black demonstration, certified demonstration, certified demonstration. White surface, black surface, side by side. Outside, invisible technology. Inside, black versus black demonstration. Outside, invisible technology. Inside, took an entire blackout cloth surface, ripped it in half, showed our screen on the opposite side, pushing a beautiful image. I was done on a 1,000 lumen projector, Old Faithful. Black versus black demonstration, black mesh, black paint, black fabric. Demonstration over here. I forgot I gotta go buy some black fabric, by the way. I got testing to do today. Over here, 1,000 lumen projector, fully lit environment. White paper, surface test, 1,000 lumens, fully lit environment. Outside demonstration. Demonstration versus a white surface. Demonstrations black versus black. Paint on application demonstration. Demonstration of a 1,000 lumen Sony projector versus a Chrissy projector at 5,000 lumens. Demonstration against a white paper outside. Ultra short throw demonstration. Ultra short throw demonstration outside. Ultra short throw demonstration outside. Demonstration black versus black. Ultra short throw demonstration. Demonstration involving a white screen and our technology outside color level test. 250-inch screen display demonstration. 250-inch screen display demonstration. 250-inch screen display demonstration. True ambient light projection gain. Got a screen, 106 inches. Put it up in the ceiling. Check it out right here. Boom. Did you guys do this? No. Jamie's sitting there showing door light. What the frick are you showing door light to begin with? In that video, sir. The screen there a little bit. What are you showing door light in that video demonstration and your environment is that freaking dark? It's dark in your environment. Do you understand me? Look at this. I want you to look at this. See those windows? I don't know bookcases there blocking stuff. Those windows hit directly to that screen. You see where that light is over top? Danny? Notice my screen's not sitting on the floor? It's sitting right up, pushed all the way to the top of the ceiling. Jamie, see where my screen's sitting in the door? It sits directly in the door. That environment is fully lit. One's got a habit of putting screens on the floor. The other one's got a habit of basically putting whatever, God knows, blocking windows at the end of the day tomorrow. Oh, it stuff works. Hey, stuff don't work for Jack. I'm telling you at the end of the day, I got a better chance than having freaking Abominable Snowman freaking shovel my lawn at the end of the day than you guys basically making a product that really actually works. Tabletop demonstration. Again, demonstration outside in a fully lit environment. Demonstration next to the screen. Outdoor demonstration again. More demonstrations. Black versus black demonstrations. Let's go back up to the top. Scroll, 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 scroll. Bump, bump, bump. That's demonstration. Test demonstration page. Also, the difference too, my customers versus yours. Your customers are sitting in a dark environment. Half of them got their screens are washed out and they can't even see the screen. But meanwhile, my customers are outside watching TV, video games, and everything else in the safe the sun. My demonstration of showing me putting a 150-inch screen through a window outbeats any demonstration you have right now. More demonstrations, more test demonstrations, more, 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 more. Let's go back up. Let's grab some more. Test demonstration. We got here one. We should get the right one here. We got let me see. Yeah, these are tests. Let's go to demo page. Demo page. So that's the reason why customers pay for my stuff. And you get mad at the end of the day because we get orders and you don't. And you're mad and you're frustrated toward me, but you should be frustrated toward yourself. And if you weren't so lazy, maybe you would get orders. That means, guess what you're going to have to do, sunshine? You're going to have to go and buy a whole bunch of projectors like we did, and do it in a whole bunch of different environments like we did, and you're going to do that test against a whole bunch of certified screens. And you better not screw up, because those companies will take you to court, and they will sue the daylights out of you if you mess it up. So you better make sure that you don't cut any corners, and you come correct with their products. If not, you're getting sued, and they don't play around. More demonstrations. Look at that. Look at my picture roll. My picture roll. People steal pictures of our picture roll. Where are your tests at? Come on, come on. We got more to go. We got 3D mapping applications. You only got 3D, do you? Because you don't do that. Ceiling applications, ultra short throw demonstrations. What about glass? Rear projection capabilities. Do you even have any? No, you don't have that. You don't know anything about that. Nope. Let's keep on going. 1,000 lumen demonstrations. This is our demonstrations. Some of them on 1,000 lumens. Let's keep on going. 235. You do 235, 239.1 aspect ratio screen setups? No, you don't do that, do you? All right, then. Let's move on. And we got right here. We got more ambient light projection demonstrations. Inside, outside, ultra, short throw, 250-inch screens. We got floor projection technology. You do those? What about multi-projector application setups? We can set up multiple projectors in an environment. You do that? No, you don't do that at all, period. Ceiling demonstrations? No. Tabletop demonstration. Do any of those? You've done tabletops on Picos. What's your field in Pico projectors? You don't do Picos, do you? You just do a Pico sitting on a bed with the projector sitting right on top of it in a dark environment. We can bounce it off a table in a fully lit environment. Let's keep going. More pictures, more pictures, more pictures. Here you go. We got one right here. This is one right here. This is a nice one here. We actually took lights without the lamps and attached them around the screen to get more of a challenge. You can't even beat my D5Ks. My D5Ks can absorb light. There you go. Where are your demonstrations at? Jamie's got demonstrations where he's showing lights behind the back of the screen. No. These lights are actually on the screen. No ultra short throws in the demonstration. No, we're 16 feet back from the screen. So again, before you cry to me about, oh, we don't know why, we can't make that money, because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the work, but you want to cry all day long. And you're going to tell you something. People are tired of hearing you cry. They are. Every time we make some new demo. Oh, Jamie's paint right here. Beat the crap out of that too. Yeah, your great products didn't work for Jack. Couldn't get it to work here. Couldn't get it to work here. And we had big boy venues in there. We still couldn't get that stuff to work. White level test demonstrations. This is why, gentlemen, when you make statements about our products are too dark to show up, this is why we're going to take you to court. This is why you're going to lose millions of dollars that you don't owe, millions of dollars that you can't afford to pay us. Because I can do that in a courtroom. Yes. I've done dozens of these tests. So the judge ever asked me, Mr. Bird, how much knowledge do you have in screen paint? Where you want me to start? How many tests have you done against white levels? How can you put? Yeah, there you go. Right there, buddy. Right there. So I hope you got that money, because you're going to pay a lot of money. You're going to pay a lot of money. Oh, more paint down demonstrations. This is paint down demonstrations. So these are called fast and easies. And these demonstrations where you paint a screen, dry it in front of you. You get a chance to watch the screen being painted. You get to watch it dry. You get to watch it perform right in front of you. You guys don't do that, do y'all? No, 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 no. We've seen y'all demonstrate. Y'all skip, edit stuff. Screens come back a different color. Motorized projection screens. How many motorized projection screens have you actually done? And move on. Forget it, because that's a whole category they don't know nothing about. No, motorized projection screens against certified screens. Motorized projection screens, gray screen paint products that didn't work from the beginning because we bought them and brought them over here. We got unboxings on your videos, Jamie. Look at this, more demonstrations. This is customer demonstration. This is when I went to a customer's house and I painted the screen in live YouTube. Right there. Another demonstration, multi-screen setup. This is portrait mode. This is 16:10, 16:9, 720p, 1080p. What about 4K versus 720p? 4K versus 1080p. Done any of those yet? No, of course you haven't. Let's keep it going. 1,000 lumen projector, demonstrations, 235. Oh, there's a 4K versus 720p. I was just talking about that. It's there right there. See, gentlemen, when people go to your website, they don't see this. They don't see none of this at all, period. This, Jamie, you have an ultra short throw. This is what your environment should look like. Do you see all that light in that environment? Do you see that we're not sitting there with these lights behind the back of the screen trying to give off the illusion that the area is well lit? The condensed light is actually making contact with the screen. It's a very well lit area. That's an ultra short though on the floor. That's an Optima GT55. And you have an Optima P2 and you're stuck in the dark. My screen's at 126 inches and that projector is only designed to do 100 inches, where your projector is designed to do 120 inches. My screen literally is bigger than yours, and my projector at the end of the day costs far less than yours, and it's actually not even a 4K projector. It's a 1080p. Yeah. Beat the crap out of this video. It looks just like a freaking TV. Very, very dark environment. Not too dark, but... So, when people go online, they look for screen paints, they bump into people trapped in dark environments, a lot of expensive projectors. When they see you guys at the end of the day, they see you stuck in a dark environment. Then they come see us and they see videos like this. Now, if you're talking about outside experience, what about the Chris Wade page? We got the biggest grid for outside demonstration. It's a challenge. They have not completed that one either. I got demonstrations dating back to 2019 called the, what was it called? The Ultimate Challenge, 1100 Lumen Challenge. What about this, gentlemen? 235.1 screen display. Tabletop display. Fully lit environment. No curtains on the windows, nothing. Alright, so I already did this demonstration. How about this one, Jamie? Fully lit environment. Chandelier. Lights on. All the windows. Screen's 126 inches in the bare windows. Right there. I can kick that on an ultra short though easily in that environment. You can't even do that at all, period. Up. Gotta crush them every once in a while. We gotta crush them every once in a while. They ask the question. Look at that. Me sitting there chilling? You can't do that, can you? My projector costs $60. And you paid how much for that projector? And that's why I start finding it embarrassing when you open up a door or show some window. I got window light coming in. My screen is literally sitting in the windows. Come on, man. You got to be. And you got a nerve to cry to me at the end of the day. Oh, we can't make that money. You can't make that money because, again, your stuff don't work. Look at this. Same projector. How much money? At one point, I had ultra short those through the entire building in the house because it cost me $60 to $100 for the ultra short throws. And I got them to run anywhere I wanted to get them to run. They can't do that. Yep. Pause right there. Let's move on. We still got more to go. Let's see right here. We've got 235.1, 150-inch screen display, ultra short throw on a $60 projector next to Windows. So people, when I bought the WeMax and Valve projectors, bought those projectors, couldn't do the 150-inch because the screen basically started to deteriorate because it was on a white surface, a gray surface, and they didn't have enough pixels to compress in order to make it a sharper, more visual image. Because, again, at 150-inch, we're going to get the rest of the extra pixels. That's the problem we have when we're talking to our companies. So you're sitting on a P2 projector, and you're at a closer distance than me, and I'm hitting at 150-inch in a fully lit environment with all my lights on. That's him. That's Jamie's fake channel contacting us crying. He's always crying about something. I bet you're in the room right now, aren't you? Come on in here. Get in here. Here's another demonstration. Did you do this one? Optima GT 5500 on a 126-inch customized screen, fully lit environment. Jamie, you have never did a demonstration like this ever. Moving on. So basically they're saying that, oh, but you're saying that all screen paints are over the counter. But the thing is, you have to show why your screen paint, what makes it different from everybody else. So out of 100, what makes yours different from out of 100? Do you have video demonstrations backing this up? You don't, do you? Well, then we do. I've done black versus black demonstrations on levels that you guys can't even begin to even think of. There's one where I actually draw onto a screen. There's one where I actually make my own black paint. There's one where we do fabric. There's one we use micro mesh. There's one we use film. There's one we use clothing. Everything. They even date back to 7s. This is a 7. A Supreme 7 supporting our technology. Black paint versus a Supreme 7. So if I can get a Supreme 7, this is our technology, that's the black paint. If I can do a Supreme 7, you know, old 7s are. 7s are been out before 8s. We've been doing it that long. Where did you guys, you just now doing that demonstration on network grade 773? So that means we should have been seeing demonstrations from the timeline that we started at 7 all the way up until now. And in fact, there's no demonstrations from you guys. What have you been doing? Which means you have no way to prove that your product that comes through the mail is actually what you say it is. That's why one pulled this website down and the other one's website has no activity on it at all. And how would you know that? Oh, we know. We know your site has no activity on it. There's no traffic moving back and forth on your site. We can tell. There are programs that we can pull up to see your traffic running on your site. What's hitting it, what's connected. Same thing we got over here, software we have, it allows us to be able to see exactly track where our traffic's coming from. You can do other sites the same way. And you have nothing, no activity at all. Your site is dead. Partay. First things first, you haven't been around long enough. Second, your skill level was nowhere near, and skill level was mine. You're going to say you're equal to me? You can't even explain what your product is. At all, period. Black versus black demonstrations. Warrior demonstrations, fast and easy demonstrations. We did these on fixed range screens, motorized projection screens. How many tension projection screens have you done? I'm not talking about fixed frames, motorized. Again, you don't know what you're doing with a motorized tension screen. You'll damage the screen because that tension line in there, you mess that up, you get tapered and rip that thing off. You have some problems at the end of the day. You get to know how to paint those things. So what's your experience in them? What's the difference between a lead screen surface and a silver ticket? Because they have a different surface. They're not both the same. There's a different way you have to paint them. Demonstrations show you how to do it. Have you ever painted over a bed sheet? We have. We're the ones who started the bed sheet paint overs. We did it right there first. What about styrofoam? We did it first. Micro mesh? We did it first. You didn't do any of that stuff, did you? Nah, of course you didn't. What about 250-inch screen? How much of your paint takes to do a 250-inch screen? How much does your paint take a 150-inch screen? Do you know exactly to the T? How much about 16 ounces? How much do you take for 16 ounces? Do you know that? Of course you don't know that. Let's move on. Invisible technology. Skip it. They don't know jack about this. If you hit them in the face, you don't know nothing about invisible technology. Moving on. Your gray paints, Jamie, we've had your stuff down here. We tested it. We did a splatter screen with your own product. And guess what? It failed absolutely miserably down here. It's nothing more than house paint. That's why you can't sell it anymore, because it's nothing more than house paint. How do we know? Here's your product right here. 4 of them. That's our black technology in the middle. So we got network gray here. We got your product here. We've been testing your stuff on network gray for years. See how much of your stuff matched? It matched everything. And I mean everything. I even got it to match gray shoe polish. Believe it or not. Gray shoe polish. Now, mind you, this is a guy who basically faked an Apple Barrel test. Apple Barrel is like $4.79 for this paint. And clearly you can see the container had black paint smeared around the top of it, where he was trying to darken it to throw it off the color that didn't make it match like his. But see, Jamie, this is a problem you made for yourself, because customers now will do that demonstration themselves to shut me up. Because they'll feel that, oh, he's just talking trash. I know he backed it. Let me go do it myself and show him a video of me doing this and show him that he's wrong. That's the part you didn't count on. And when they matched that paint, they didn't make a video, because that would have been embarrassing. They just kept quiet about it. That's what they did. That's why there's no videos backing and helping you out. Oh, can't get Batman to pop up in a fully lit environment. Your paint just whoosh, washed out. Now, as for Mr. Danny, if he sits there and says, well, you know, you don't have my... One time he said in the video, one time, I think this man's brain's not clicking all together. He sat there and said in the video, well, how would you know what my product is like if you never purchase it? Well, if you stop canceling and keep the money, for goodness sakes, maybe we can have it over here. What? Oh, no. You canceled 13 million people out of the state of Pennsylvania because you're afraid. So you can't get on camera and say that people... Now, let's talk about dedicated theater rooms. Have you guys built an actual dedicated theater room setup? You haven't, have you? All right, moving on. What about, these are the insane demonstrations, matching TVs. This is the first look at ad tech technology to be able to absorb sunlight. We call it an AR something smoke, whatever it was called. But yeah. And Jamie, not Jamie, but Danny talked about having capability for sun absorption technology, right? So you thought that the technology we talked about, we showed the Windows, the ad tech, you thought at the end of the day that's something we just started. No, we had that technology a long time ago, right there. It was called an AR-12. So you're late to the party, aren't you? How's that feel? Oh, look at that right there. Isn't that the sun right there? Yes, it is. So you thought that ad tech was something that we just started. And that's why you jumped on the bed when I always had ad tech. I had it from the door. Oh, did you? But you didn't have it at this time. You know why when you didn't have it? Because you didn't exist. You didn't have a website or nothing. You were not even heard of on YouTube anywhere. So where were you at when we made this? If you claim to have the product the entire time. See, this is the stuff, gentlemen, that we can take you to court on and sue the daylights out of you. How are you going to answer that in court? So, question, Mr. Rogers. I can make a video right now and put you on blast. But I'm a busy man right now. I have a lot to do. But I can put you on blast. I can show this video. Where were you at when I made this? And you claimed you had always had ad tech. Right? Where were you at? Oh, you weren't around, were you? No, you weren't around because we weren't run around. We were making this way before you existed. Before your company existed, before your YouTube channel existed, for any of that existed at all, before you even started making claims you had even any capability of making this product, and which you never made at all, period, by the way. We're still waiting for them to make it. We got a due date. It was supposed to be last year, something 2023 or something, and then one in 2024 of January, nothing of it. So where were you? Oh, you just weren't around, right? Okay, then this is why you got to educate yourself before you end up looking like an idiot. What about this technology right here, gentlemen? Have you ever done this right here? This right here is called a flex screen. See that coating on it? That's a customized champagne-coated projection screen. We engineered it. They were called panels. This is technology we never got around to designing. It's on the back burner right now until we figure out what we want to do with it. So it's a screen that's flexible. And roll your lights on, and it'll operate just like a little TV. Oh, but you weren't around for that either. See, gentlemen, I'm telling you at the end of the day, you don't have my experience. You don't have my knowledge at the end of the day. You know anything about submersible technology? What about submersible screen technology? This is where screens can be submerged underwater. I mean, keep in mind, a number of things can go wrong with a screen while it's submerged underwater. You can have water that bubbles up and catches between the two layers and causes the screen to bubble up. That issue can pop up. Screens can deteriorate and wash away underwater. Anything can happen. Now, when the projector is pushing through, on top of that, how does it affect the water in visualization? Which means, bottom line is that the image is coming through. If you look through a bottle of water, it becomes blurry. It has a kind of wavy look to it. But when you look through these and you see these screens, they come up crystal clear. I got one for you. What about inflatable projection screens? Do anything about that knowledge at the end of the day? You got to do a bleed through so you don't paint both sides of the screen at the same time? Or what about the surface of PVC itself? Because that surface itself, if you fold it up, sometimes they can stick together and they can marry and you can end up tearing up and damaging your screen. Anything about the cracking and peeling process of an inflatable screen, which is really temperamental. What about fixed frame screens outside? How do you fix the velvet from bleeding into the screen? Or even worse, if your screen's sitting where sun's hitting the back of it, you know that moisture can get in between your paint and get in between the screen and cause it to separate, causing these little bubbles to pop up all over your screen. Which means if you pop one of these things, it leaves like a moon crater in there. And that's going to be hard to get off the surface because you're going to have to scrape that entire surface off, which is not going to happen. See things I'm bringing up they don't know. So this is the reason why people spend the money for my product, because number one, we know what we're doing. Number two, as I said before, all paints come from over the counter. It's how you make it is what makes it different. Everybody buys the same Duncan Hines. You've never heard the story between Betty, and I keep changing names of people, but Betty and Janet. Simple as can be. Betty and Janet both buy their ingredients and everything from the same supermarket. But for some reason, Janet's cake always tastes special. What does she put into it? Her combination, her secret ingredient that makes her product special. That's what it comes down to, gentlemen. If Betty was making herself from scratch, Betty would have to get a farm. She would have to grow her wheat. She would have to have her chickens. She would have to get her sugar cane. She would have to process all that from scratch in order to do it. It would take too long. Bake sale would be over long ago. It would be gone. So you don't understand how it works in business. It's virtually impossible that you're going to be able to go in and buy the raw elements that go inside of making a product. Because first things first, you're going to need licensing. Half these places won't sell to you unless you have a license, a clearance to even have that stuff, because it's extremely toxic. You can't. Where are you storing this at? In your home? Because if you're telling me at the end of the day that you're doing this, then I need to make a phone call to Homeland Security and get your place searched. Because that means you have chemicals in there that can explode. They can become into gas. A number of things can happen. They can kill you and kill somebody else, especially if you got around your kids. Because those chemicals are not made to be housed in a residential environment. They're designed to be in a certain zone environment that's designed to house those chemicals and dispose of those chemicals. And you have to have licensing to do this, and you have to have some kind of a certification degree in the field of working with these particular chemicals. You have to know exactly what you're dealing with. So there you go. Did I explain it to you already? This the person came in and talked all this trash at the end of the day. Talking about, oh, if you don't know it, so you're admitting that paint's over the counter. You're admitting it's on the counter. It is over the counter, you dumb wit. It's all over the counter. It's what makes it different. That's why you do tests against certified. That's why you do tests against black on black. That's why you do tests against white levels and different types of projectors. Because you have to prove that you're different from everybody else. If not, then guess what? You're just going to be lumped in with the rest of them. That's why you need all these tests. And if I can't go to your website and I don't see these tests popping up like this, then that tells me right there from the door, you're just like the rest of them. If we go to buy from you and you put that money back in my account, you just told me at the end of the day you can't back your product up. Oh, my goodness. I swear, when we used to make screen paints back in the day, we've never had these conversations, believe it or not, because everybody was on the same page and we all knew this. And now this person must be, I'm not even going to say that because that's wrong. It's just say he would be a Gen Z, because Gen Zs are smarter than this. You're a whole different version of whatever. Just say, we call you the Move the Rock. Every once in a while, somebody trips over one of these rocks and these guys surface out and you come up with the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. It's all over the counter. It'd be virtually impossible for you to even get your hands on any of those chemicals whatsoever. You know, there are places where barbers have to have a license to get their hands on certain clippers. I didn't believe that was true, but it's actually true. Certain clippers are only sold to barbers only, and you have to show that license. People in the cosmetic and the makeup and all that stuff, you know what I'm talking about. You have to have a cosmetic license. In order you to pick up certain cosmetics, you have to have a license showing that you're certified in the field to handle this. Even though it's just makeup, you still have to have that. So again, yes, certification is required. In some places, it is. And I say if I wanted to put some special chemical in here, and it was something that requires certification, I would have to show them I would have knowledge in this. This would not be enough. I would literally have to come up with some kind of document or something showing I had some kind of chemistry background in order for me to mess with that stuff or even have it in my possession. You have to know what you're talking about. So, if I don't go to your website, if I go to your website and I don't see this popping up, I don't see all these demonstrations popping up, I go to your YouTube channel, I should be able to type in whatever I need to your YouTube channel. Let's go over here, let's type in, oh, I forgot about the giant grid, the outside grid, I got to do that too. Let's go over to, let me see, let's see, 180-inch outside, that would be us either way. 180-inch outside. Black screen. You're the only ones who did it. Let's PC. Oh, projection screen. Can't put down black screens because black screen stands for PC. Projector screen. There we go. Voila! Wouldn't that be me? That's me right there. That'd be me. Me over there. Me. 11,000K. 11K. So that means I have 11,000 video demonstrations already completed on test demonstrations and everything you could possibly think of. And that means when you go to my site and you pull up, you'll see that I've made roughly around 429 different forms of screen paints. And out of that 429, I can pick up whatever I want, type it in here, and it'll pop up with tons of demonstrations. I go to your sites and put stuff, and I get 3 videos. If I'm lucky, I get 3. Most likely I get, there's nothing found here. There's nothing found here. Let's just put in a simple number. Let's just type in. See how much knowledge you have. I'm a customer. I asked you about 235.1. What can you tell me about custom built 235.1s? That's why, guys, you don't want to get me in a panel because it's going to go really bad for you. 235.1 is all we're going to put in. That's it. Let's hit this. Let's see what comes up. What do we know about 235.1s? These are 235.1s. All custom builts that I've done. As a matter of fact, I did a video demonstration about the ViewSonic projector on how it has a hidden gem that has a 235.1 setting that no one knew about, that we found out later on by accident when I was setting up a 200-inch screen and found out that it had a 235.1. And I went out and bought those particular projectors to find out which ones had it and which ones didn't. So that's why we have that knowledge in that field. So if someone contacts about 235.1, we can tell them exactly what projector has them and which ones don't have them. We can show them how to build a customized 235.1 that will accommodate a 120-inch 16:9 screen, but also you can still produce your 235.1 back and forth, which I did right here. Full 1080p, projection screen 16:9 and 235.1. Boom, right there. In fully lit environment. Do they not learn anything from the lashing? The lashing. You guys got the lashing, man. You just keep challenging me. Like, I enjoy coming out here embarrassing you. I really do. But you naysayers, you really enjoy this, don't you? There's a silver ticket, 235.1 before we coded it. Custom built 235.1 at 158 inches, 105 inches, 138 inches, 178 inches. Have you done 1610 yet? I've done 1610. I've done 1610 and 127, 129. Custom built screen. I built it from the ground up on YouTube. I did it here's right here. Right there. I did a video on it talking about this ViewSonic's hidden secret 235.1 capabilities. You guys don't do anything to educate the population. All you do is cry. Nothing at all. You don't contribute anything back to the projector community. All you do is cry. You ever heard of the short throw mirror trick? This is where back in the day, where short throws were super expensive. And in order to do that, you can do something called a short throw mirror trick, which allows you to be able to take an everyday projector and convert it to a short throw. I did a tutorial video demonstration. Did you guys do anything like that? No. No, you did not. No, you did not. This is more 235. This is all 235, 230. You just keep on going. All 235 always stress you. Let's do this one. How about this one? This is a fun one. Let's go to Google. Let's test Danny's range gain. All I have to do is type in. For me is advanced ambient light rejection. AR. Oh, let's go back and put in our whatchamacallit. ADV. Ambient light rejection. That's it. Who comes up first? Boom! We did, because we're the ones who did that demonstration. Look what it shows. Ceiling display demonstration on YouTube. Because we're the ones who started the advanced ambient light projection technology. Where's yours at, man? Nowhere to be found, right? Even AI knows our technology. Look at that. Because we're the only ones who started that one. Advanced ambient light projection. And even they know our technology. Kadoosh. See, the reason why when you answer the question that all screen paint comes over the counter, you have to make sure you make yours different from everybody else. And that's what we did. And that's the reason why our page comes up. All you do, you have to type my company's name in just that, and bam, we come up. We did so many demonstrations on that, it's not even funny. That's all us. That's That's all us, baby. All us. Now we got this whole lens shifting technology, this whole contrast shifting. Anytime somebody taps that in, we come up first. Contrast shifting technology. Yeah. What comes up first? Phoenix 19. Because it was the first one that had it. The Phoenix 19 is the first ones that came up with the contrast shifting technology. We're the only ones who have that capability now. Because there's no screen on the planet that has a contrast shifting. And the one over here does something that the rest of them can't do. It can stay shifting even when the projector is off. Isn't that crazy? Yes. Yes. So again, when you guys are coming to me telling me at the end of the day why you get that at the end of the day, because we can back our stuff up. Everything we do, we back up. Google knows us, AI knows us, they know who we are. When companies research us, they find us pulling up on AI and everything else under the sun. They know we're the real deal. They check out our demonstrations. There's tons of demonstrations and growing. And mind you, at the end of the day, powered by God's technology. God's technology is no joke. This is the new stuff we're showing off right now, and it's already hitting already. What can you do when you run out of tune? FLE, technology game. Boom. Danny, where you at, man? Didn't you talk some nonsense about you were the one that basically you could develop our technology? Here we are right here. Look at this. Screen absorbed 100,000 lux of light. See, I look up gain range, and everything I find is basically weightlifters talking about gain range, people trying to gain weight, gain range, musical instruments with antennas about gain range. I don't see anything on your theory. I see nothing there at all, period. You type me in, this is what you get. Demonstrations of screens actually out in the sun, absorbing that much heat. Somebody clicks on this and goes, I wonder what this guy's talking about. What's he having? Yeah. We back it up. All us. This is all us. 60 videos plus on this technology alone by itself. 1 year ago, we had 60 videos plus on this AI, on this technology we developed right here. 60 videos. That's just started. 60 videos. I think it says view there, but 60 videos were developed on that. Man, we showed so many things. Video lights on, 1,000 projectors. We did 1,000 projector. We did it through a window one time to see if it would pick up. So I can do. Now I'm gonna put your gain in. What do I get? Nothing. All I get is this right here. I was talking about Danny, the philosopher, challenges explaining your gain range, which we got nothing back. Literally went to his site, typed it in. Hey, buddy, can you tell us exactly what this gain range stands for? Nothing back. It was the equivalent of yelling down a large tunnel. And you're not an echo. You would think you would get an echo. There's nothing back. Just nothing but nothing. And at the bottom, well, no videos. Just what they're talking about. Gain range clips for music. At 32 decibels. And that's pretty much it. But us asking you what it is, and you can't tell me anything about it. You're a philosopher at the end of the day, right? You're a man of science. I saw the thing you wrote, partake science. Yeah, we don't call it gain range. We call it deranged gain. That's what we call it, because it's deranged. About deranged as you can get. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of mine. I went to forum site. I was like, no, you got to be joking. Like, no, I am not joking. You got to go to his website and look at. Here's a link right here. They come back laughing their brains out, like, who in the right mind was dumb enough to build a website, number one, and basically pay for this website monthly to support a theory that they can't even support. They find this website to be a joke. I don't know, in the world of philosophy, maybe people will believe him if he makes him talk hard enough. They will believe in the range gain. That's right. I have a paint that all you have to do is paint it in multiple directions, and it will cause the screen to change its gain. No, it still sounds like crap to me. So, that's what makes us different from everybody else. We can back ourselves up on every level. Everything's from over the counter. It's virtually impossible not to make a chemical. If the chemical is made from not over the counter, you're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. You're going to have Homeland Security kicking your door in no time at all. It's like having a meth lab. You got stuff in there you are not supposed to have at the end of the day. Any heat, anything trigger off in that environment, it could cause a chemical imbalance. You know, all kinds of problems can go off. You could seep some gas out. Something could happen. It could poison people in the apartment if you got an apartment. If you got a home. How are you disposing of these chemicals to begin with? You can't put that in an everyday trash can. It's a special unit to come pick those things up. If you dump it out in the environment, guess what? That gets you in a lot of trouble. You can go to jail for a long time. If you're dumping it down the sink, this can send you to jail for a long time. So how are you disposing of the stuff? What about your skin? Because this stuff can cause skin irritation, lung issues, all kinds of tricks that can trigger all kinds of nightmares. Got a decontamination unit? I doubt that. Let's look at the size of a full-size decontamination unit. Chemical decontamination unit. Oh, these things are huge. So you got one of these things over here? One of these things, you got one of these set up? Because mind, you're not doing it inside, I'll tell you that much. And if you do have one outside, yeah, this is what's going to be popping up at your front door. That's what's going to be coming into your front door. Because you have chemicals in there that you are not supposed to be having, because these chemicals require special licensing to have in order to make this. And you can sit there and say, but it's just house paint. You know what goes into house paint? It's some real serious stuff that goes in making actual house paint. But this has already been combined into a structure that is safe for the environment because it was tested. So that's why it can be over the counter so you can go pick it up. But you're talking about a chemical by itself and its raw element. Any one of the chemicals in here and its raw element could cause problems. And these chemicals are stored here, and they're stored here, and they're stored here. Some of these chemicals can be raw room temperature. Some have to be in temperatures that are actually much colder. Some might be other temperatures that pretty much can't have any moisture or anything involved because it could cause problems. It can be a number of things. And you got all these combined together in your home front, and any one of these things could have a problem. This thing burst open, God knows what can cause that could cause at the end of the day. You can't have that. You have to have a special facility to house those chemicals, and it can't be anywhere where you're going to have people around to begin with. People have to be so many feet away, or so many miles away from these companies. And yeah, lawsuits popping up left and right. So yeah, if you have, if you call yourself at the end of the day, having a chemical that's not over the counter and it's from scratch, first things first, you're a liar, and I'll tell you why. For $60, there is no way in the world you're going to be obtaining any of these chemicals. They cost far more than that. You'd be way over the price range of 50 or $60. On top of that, the hazmat suit that's required to even be the operator is like $3,000. And that containment unit's not cheap either. That costs money too. And then you need disposal units, because how are you getting rid of this stuff? Mind you, a truck can't come by and pick this stuff up because it must show that you have proper license and zoning for that dumpster to be there. You can't just go pick up one of these dumpsters and stick it in front of your house. It don't work that way. You have to have proper clearance to get those dumpsters. So how are you doing this? So that means that I was right when I said everything's over the counter. And when you sat there and said that I'm ripping people off because I charge all this money, well, the reason why I can, because my stuff does something that your stuff doesn't do. If you did, you'd be the matcher of matching betters, right? There you go, there you go, there you go. There you go. That's why you guys sit up there while Betty comes up with this beautiful, amazing cake, and you're all sitting up there bottom lip biters all upset because Betty cake tastes better than yours. I hate Betty. I hate her so much. Why does her cake taste the same way? I get the same egg she does. I get the same cake batter. How does her taste so much better? Why does she put it in? Where's the secret ingredient? Why does she win the fail every single time? There you go. Because Betty figured out something. And that's why you bottom lip biters are sitting there all mad and upset, and you can't figure out why Betty's went from bake sale to basically owning her own business and making money that costs more than that baked product costs in the store, because she can charge that money because her product is different. And you're mad because you can't get the same thing. You're bitter, like you are right now. Did I get in your head rent free? And thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for being here for rent free. By the way, you need to clean that place up. It's messy in there. Got clutter all up in here. Look at a whole bunch of anger there. Got a pile of jealousy over there. Got a pile of envy over there. Man, that envy, boy's way up there, Brett. You got to do something about that, man. You got to have all kinds of infestation on that envy over there. Got to clean this place out. So it's just full of all kinds of negative energy. Yeah. So go ahead and put on your website. Make a claim that you are making chemicals that are not over the counter, and see how fast one of these guys, one of them, will pop up on your property, because, again, you're not supposed to have this stuff at all, period. And they're going to ask you through the door, you got to search your place. They don't have to search your place when they come up there. I mean, the most unpleasant experience you're going to have in your entire life. And you're going to have to confess to these guys that, no, I'm sorry, but I shouldn't have posted on the website. I don't, it's a lie, all that. Yeah, they're still going to bring you in on it. You got to pay for that. You know that, right? For them to come out there and do that and find out it's all based on a lie, you're going to pay for that. And it's probably very expensive to bring all that equipment out there. So you're going to pay for that. They're going to force you to bill. So he's going to force you to bill. So stop lying. And for the person who sat there and said, be a man, that's Jamie for does that one. Be a man. It all comes from over the counter. The problem is that you're Fernando, that you can get your stuff not then test house paint, because it tested left and right. Left and right. And it had a nerve to sit there and go, it's got a yellowish tone. And first things first, what are you getting mad at me about the yellowish tone? You didn't want to start at that dumb nonsense, a yellowish tone. Can't you see it? You can't see it from here, but I can see it. Oh, please. Biggest lie I've ever heard in my entire life. Well, no. There was much bigger than that. The whole moving out, that was one. Bigger and better. That was another lie right there. See, these are my customers right here. My customers can show in their demonstrations that their screens work far better than theirs. What's that? Church. This guy's showing his projector, Philips projector. Yeah, projector's like 600 watts. That's our screen on that Philips. But Jamie, I see your customers trapped in the dark. Rogers, your customers trapped in the dark. Oh, and more of my customers right here. But you guys are trapped in the dark. Customers have to go through that nonsense at the end of the day. There's our gunmetal history right there. Now, you see the difference, Jamie, when you wrote down, and you call the Frankenstein to be gunmetal, right? And what did you say out of your mouth? You said to me on a container, not ambient light projection. But you're saying you're the same as me. And you're telling people you should get paid the same as me. So how is somebody going to pay you $300 for a paint that you can't even back up? Now, if alone is not ambient light projection, why would I give you money for that? Ambient light rejection, all these are ambient light rejection, all gunmetal technology. Oh, my goodness. More demonstration, more picture demonstration. Here's a massive grid, which is a challenge for them to compete. So when you guys sit there and say, well, our products work outside. No, they don't. They don't work outside. You got to be outside for about a year to get that one. You have a year's testing outside? You don't have one, do you? Okay, then you shouldn't be saying that at all, period. But somebody will challenge you on it, like me. You got screens that look like that outside, like TVs? About like this? Nothing? None at all. And I got videos that back up all my pictures, every single one. All right, let's move on. Let's move on up here. Let's keep on going. If you did videos out in the snow, rain, all that stuff, what about the block of ice? This is where you literally have to freeze your screen to a block of ice. We had to do that. Pull it apart to make sure it doesn't rip or tear or crack or peel. Do you know how many applications it takes to actually jam a motor on a motorized projection screen or actually to crack the surface of a fixed frame screen? See, the questions that I'm asking them is something that they should know right from the door. I've been to Jamie said, I asked him the question about the Frankenstein. He said it can't be used, and no, it's made for commercial environments. He doesn't advise you use it at home. Well, that's the funny thing there you have there, buddy. First things first, if it's used for a commercial environment, it's not ambient light projection. How does that work? Because I'm curious, how does that even work? Let's go to the blacklist. Jamie has left the room. He doesn't like the black. He has left the room just now. He is very upset. He has left the room. He's the bottom lip biter. This is your product right here, right? Free house paint, black and white paint. Anything special about this, Jamie? Anything special about it? This is why we ask you to do microblend, slip silver, network gray 773, all those paints to show that there's a difference in your product than other household paints. Isn't that over the counter? That's over the counter, isn't it? All right then. Move on. There's your paint right there. Didn't see anything different. That's our test right there. Again, made your paint right here, making the black and white paint. That was easy to do. Here's your product right here, showing that matched house paint. Match house paint again. Match house paint again. Match house paint again. You match the contrast levels. Match house paint again. Whew, match house paint again. Gee whiz Louise, man. Match house paint over here, and the bare silver screen. So that guy sat there and painted this entire wall with bare silver screen just to find out that bare silver screen will match your paint, or your personal mix. Sorry, his personal mix, just to find out it was going to match a gallon for cheaper. Isn't this your product right here? Oh yeah, it's the video he hates. He thinks it's the video the most. Because you know why? It has him in the video, trying to rip off his customers. There you go. Isn't that you bearing the receipt right there? Don't leave the room. Get back in here. Get it back in here. Next time you're going to sit there and post on my channel and really talking some dumb nonsense about be a man for the first time, answer the question. Buddy, I ain't got a problem with that at all whatsoever. I've said that multiple times on camera, that everything's brought over the counter. There's no way in the world you're getting anything from making it from scratch. That is impossible. None of you have agreed in the chemistry. One the other day calls himself a philosopher. I wouldn't even don't even attempt to say you have a degree in chemistry in any way whatsoever. Because you can't even explain what gain range is. And I've asked you this multiple times. You still can't tell me. This one, on the other hand, matching the house paint on so many levels is not even funny. And keep in mind, not to be rude here, Fernando, but in order for you to be in that field, you're going to at least have to know how to read and write. Because that's going to help out the most. I've gotten the messages from him at the end of the day. I thought I was having a stroke at one point. I'm like, is this me or is this him? Good. Great. Watch this. Watch this blend. Watch this blend. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I would have, I swear, if I got a time machine, I'd just like to go back to this one era right here. I couldn't imagine what went through his head, because mine, in the middle of the in the beginning of the video, he was talking some trash. How we were stupid, we're idiots, we didn't know what we were talking about, how his product would never match a house paint ever. After we had his product down here, a customer sent it to us because, you know, he ripped us off. That post office mail fraud charge on that one. But anyway, we made the product. We made the label. At the end of the day, that no customer would ever do that. His product would never match house paint. Oh, I wish I could find this videos. This one was I regret I should have dubbed. Talked all this trash, right? And then we kept pushing him. So we kept pushing him to do it. He wouldn't do it, but his customers got him to do it. Those are the ones. That's how he did the demonstration. The customers pushed him to do it. The customers put pressure on him, and he finally did the demonstration. He went out there and showed receipts and everything, the whole 9 yards. And said, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 for that to happen right in front of him. I ain't trying to be gross here, but I guarantee you, 100% he peed a little. I guarantee you. I bet you he did. Now, mind you, he's in a live stream. In a live stream, you're stuck in there. I bet you right now, he was hoping for a power outage or something to go wrong, because he was stuck in there, nothing you can do. And then you just see the whole freaking fiasco go down, because it was cringy, and it was painful to watch, man. At one point, I thought he was just going to sprout wings and just blast through the roof, man. He was just trying everything to get out of it to make sure he's about. Oh, man. It was just bad. He's just trying to change his topic, moving his hands across and knocking the camera over. It's a mess. It's a mess. It didn't go well for him in there. It did not go well for him. Everything he talked, all that trash, it didn't go well for him. Man, that crash was hard. Hindenburg got nothing on that. Nothing on that. Hindenburg is a pretty bad crash. We got nothing on it. Nothing. I mean, in order for you to sustain a crash like that, you would have to do the bullseye, where the guy jumped from outer space and parachute. You have to do one of those with no parachute, literally, and carrying it safe at the same time. 3 or 4, maybe. You would have to hit that earth so hard that we got a second Grand Canyon. That's how hard he hit. And that's why he's scared to death. That's why we kept bringing the microblend slip silver. He was scared to death to do the demonstrations because he didn't want to go through that again. That's why he pre-records all those demonstrations like that. Yeah, talking about getting caught in the middle of the field with your pants down. Man, shush. Gee whiz Louise. I ain't gonna watch this whole thing, but man, look at this. And mind you, he got a freaking 4K laser projector that he bragged about that was basically going to give his paint was going to give that projector so much it's going to look beautiful on his screen panel, absolutely amazing. And freaking house paint literally did the same thing that his paint did. Look at her hair. His hat is literally blacker than the woman's hair in the freaking video. His hoodie is redder than the freaking bear over here. And I know it's you, Jamie. You complaining. You complaining at the end of the day. Oh, why does he get so much? You were complaining the last time. On that technology we had over there, gunmetal. On some, what, bed sheets you showed at the end of the day? That we clearly showed in the demonstration. You don't match that technology? Gee, we cried about that. He probably crying about this one too. I bet you crying about that too. We bring out the freaking, any stream we bring out, I bet you. We cry on every single demonstration. I'm crying on it. Send you a box of Kleenex. Yeah. He's just done. And you can see the fear in his eyes right now. That's like coming up on a road and catching a deer in the headlights of your truck. He's just gonna have to just accept it. I would have paid so much money that day. And I'd just been a fly on the wall just to see you go off camera. Like, nope. And I messed up. It's matching my screen behind me. And you can see the front is matching. Look at that. Even the box is matching. And the box is not even painted. It's cardboard. Yep. I'm here. He just got up here. This one, he got messed with the camera. He knocked it over a couple of times. Oh, yeah. And this came up. The white levels. Oh. This is where he came into with that yellowish tone nonsense. The paint has a yellowish tone. It's lighter than yours. How would it have a yellowish tone? And you notice the environment got dark, right? It got real dark real quick. He was hoping if you dim the lights, you have an vantage point over the screen. It didn't work. We did ours in the dark too. Well, I tell you, this would have been a perfect time for a magic carpet ride, wouldn't it? Because, man, talk about getting caught in a live stream. You can't get out of it, man. He did everything in that freaking demonstration except for freaking doing a soft shoe dance. Put the salt on the floor and did a soft do 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 do. Give me jazz hands. Give me jazz hands. Man. And I'll tell you something, and I started feeling sorry for him, but you kind of asked for it, man. Yeah, we told you it was going to happen. We told you it was going to happen. And guess what, people? See this video right here? You can only watch it on the blacklist. Because he removed the video. He got rid of it. You can only watch it on the black. That's why the blacklist is so high. You can only watch on the blacklist. Only on the blacklist you can see Danny avoid all our emails we sent about game range. On the blacklist, you can see the goopity-goo mistakes. There'll be nothing but water paint, all of it. We got all your evidence on that list. At one point, try to threaten us to get it to remove it. Your entitlement does not work here. We do not fear you. Look at that. He kept walking in front of the screen. Matched on every level. Matched. Look how dark he got in there. He can't escape it. He starts messing with the ecosystem. The ecosystem has nothing to do with the screen in the dark. Look at the fear. Yeah, you know, screen. I can get up, walk in front of the screen again. You're never supposed to do that in a demonstration. You're not supposed to walk in front of the screen. If I walk from the screen, I'll pause the video and then go back and we'll do it again. Look at that. Look at that match right there. Boom. Told you. That's what happens when you go through life with a full glass. We told you. Now, after the custom, this is when his videos, this is when his screen paint stopped. His sales stopped dramatically. Because we checked back to see if anyone had this product after this, if these videos shot off, they went off. No, his sales started to drop dramatically. So when he said he lost his passion in the video, technically, AKA, nobody was buying it. When he's out there and saying, no matter how much information you give to somebody, people are going to believe what they want to believe, it's right there. What are you going to try to tell them? Got a yellowish tone to it? Some of your customers had this product, and they went out and tested it themselves, and they found that it matched. So your product is nothing different from over-the-counter paint. And they're like, don't break my heart, my achy, breaking heart. I just don't think it understand. Look, now, here we go. Now we're just going to explain more lies. Let's just keep on going. Keep on lying. It's like Cool Head Luke. What we have here, and that's what I was showing you. This screen is lighter than his screen. So this can't pull up a yellowish tone because this is the lighter. And you're sitting there saying, yeah, but it has a yellowish tone to it. No, buddy. No yellowish tone at all, period. But the screen is literally lighter than your screen, so you would have the yellowish tone. He is praying for a power outage. And, you know, all the days. Like when you're playing video games, this is when you get power outages. But the day you get caught basically burning a whole bunch of people on some screen paint, you don't get one power outage, not a thing. You know, he just, now he's messing with the eco. Eco has nothing to do with it. Walk in front of the screen again. Ain't supposed to be there. Well, take its time slowly, walk back in front of the screen again. Lock the screen, come back out. Let's go live some more. I don't know what's worse, watching McAfee get caught with a screen that came up gray and said, what we have here is basically a spectrum of black levels. And oh, like, oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. I can see you guys lying to highway patrol when they pull you over. What we have here is not speeding, but moving faster at a rate that may seem like it's speeding, but it's not. I would smack you with the nightstick. Like, what? Did you just feed me that dumb nonsense a few minutes ago? Are you drunk? It's not speeding. It's a spectrum of speeding. What may seem fast to you could mean slow to others and slow to myself, which I would. See, there you go. That's what I was telling you. He dropped the camera. He kept messing with the camera. He dropped it. Where was that at when he dropped that camera at? Because he kept touching the camera. He wouldn't leave it alone. He kept doing this to the camera. He kept doing this. And he kept touching it. It fell off. He was trying to do anything to get out of that video. Anything he could. And then when every time we show up the video, he would curse us out big time. Like, what are you cursing me out for? You made the video. Why? He keeps messing with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with the camera. There's nothing in front of it. He's just going to keep touching it. So where his arm is at, he's trying to block. Well, we already seen the demonstration, so I don't know what he's trying to hide. He kept saying the camera's not straight, it's not straight. So he kept trying to block the video so you can't see it. But damage is already done. Look, still touching the camera, still touching it. See, he dropped it. Now somebody will say, yeah, but I drop my cameras all the time. But yeah, if I drop the camera, we rewind the video and go back and finish from there because I'm not being accused of that. This guy clearly matched the house paint. We all saw what happened. So it just gets worse as it goes along. You can't leave the camera on. Yeah, because this part's hurting him right here. This is hurting him. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, we're just gonna get up here now and just explain something from here. Walk in front of the screen again. And this is how you know he's on the ultra short throw, because he kept saying that I wasn't ultra short throw. Jamie, come on, we're not born yesterday. I think we're a little bit more intelligent than that. If you walked in front of that thing, you had a long throw behind you, it would have ricocheted off your shirt. The fact it didn't ricochet off your shirt between you on the P2. Look how fast he let through. Like, they figure out everything on me. I can't even lie. I can't. No, you can't lie, because this is basic common sense. If you were using a long throw in a demonstration, you would have bounced off your shirt. It would have been all up in your face. No, buddy, you're on an ultra short throw projector. This thing literally matched on the P2, which means if he sat and told any of you guys at the end of the day that he suggests you buy the P2 projector, and he suggests the screen paint he has will give you an enhancement, you could have literally did the same thing with house paint. How does that feel right now? If you have not thrown your TV out the window, surprise, you have passed the anger management test. Yeah, he ripped a lot of people off, man. I was telling you, he's a rip-off artist. He was robbing people left and right. So, see, Jamie, the lesson we have here is the fact that everything's over the counter. The problem you have is your product matches over-the-counter paints. We don't. You do. And thus, you try to sell your product as if it didn't, and had no testing, no batch numbers, nothing to back this stuff up. Just a dark environment and a high-power projector, and that's it. And what happened? Well, this happened. That's why we're here and you're not. Because you can't open up that website. Because you do. You got just other agencies besides us looking at his website. I told you with that whole thing with the perjury, they start sending you postcards out. When you are basically missing those documents, those postcards start turning into documents. And next thing that'll be certified documents start popping up. Yep. Hey, buddy, we're missing some paperwork. Like, here's a reminder. Here's another reminder. Here's another reminder. And if they send you out so many reminders, okay, look, send them out a freaking document. You got a document that pops up to say, look, you need so-and-so address this issue. And then after that, this is where you start reaching the freaking certified document that may or may not come by a process server. And you just want total crane style on us. Crouching tiger, hidden real screen paint. But look where his hand is at all times. His hand is constantly blocking the screen. Look right there. See right here? He's constantly putting his hand right here to try to block it. More lives on camera. Oh, my goodness. I said I went out and bought my stickies today. Look at look. See, look, now watch. See, I told you. Somebody was in the video like, why does he keep blocking the picture? Yeah. Like a con artist. I'm glad you're going. Good riddance. You can't rip any more people off. Don't worry. I'm not done with you, Mr. Fernando. I filed a lawsuit today, too, by the way. Oh, yeah, I did. I'm filing a lawsuit today. Yep. And not what you think for. Guess what? It's not going to be $12,000. It's not going to be $50,000. It's not going to be $80,000. From what we showed in that evidence, it's going to be close to about $400,000 you're going to pay me. Good luck. Those are the new pictures you posted. Remember with the hair and all that stuff? Yeah. Heck yeah. They saw them pictures. Like, what in the world? Like, yeah. Yes, sir. You're in the system already anyway. You can dig your file up on all the stuff you did. 400 grand. 400 grand. Bam, bam, bam. And we find your landlord, and we will find him. Every time we don't find this guy, I'm screwed. If we don't find this guy sooner or later, we're going to jump into $1 million. Because he got to pay us. He's responsible for your actions, and we can show you committed all kinds of heinous crimes in that apartment. Look at this mess, man. This is, he blocked the whole freaking thing. Look at that. There's no need for him to be there, right here. No need for him to be there. No need at all. Man. Break down. Now, see, customers seeing this. Fernando gets on there, he lies. And he figures that the customers are going to believe him. They're going to believe everything he says. That's what he expects for you guys to be. Sheep. You're going to believe it. You believe whatever he says it. You're going to believe it because you're sheep to him. And so you are. You're not a customer. You are a sheep. You know what sheep do? Sheep follow whoever leads them. That's what they call them, sheep. Lost sheep. If you got a bad shepherd will lead their sheep into a den of wolves where they'll be eaten alive. Or basically, worse, fall off a cliff. A good shepherd will protect his sheep to make sure they're not eaten by wolves or fall off the side of a of a cliff, or if they go astray, he brings them back to the fold. Not this one. And that's what you follow. And that's why his customers got ripped off and got burned in the process. His stuff matches house paint. And then the worst part, worse, even his own company stuff doesn't even stand correctly. But still, let's forget that. Look at this. We got glue sticks. We got the glue sticks. We got glue sticks, baby. Glue sticks. Glue sticks. Look at this. Let's take away this negative and put it in this beautiful glue stick. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Already ordered the button already for the button is absolutely sick. Looks like something off of Voltron. It's sick. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. We're gonna do all of them. I got to finish. I got my watch on too. Wait. I forgot to get something else too. Hold on. I want to press it on. It's for the piece we're working on over there. To add more ice to the system. Ice. We're in here talking about this negative. I'm done with this negative nonsense. Look at this. We got more paint to paint for our PC over here. Because we're going to finish working on it. We got a flying saucer we're going to stick right there. We're going to do some custom RGB wiring. Yes. Let's get, we're done with this nonsense. We're done. Let's move on. We got things to do. Holidays are coming. I don't have time to think about this dumb nonsense. I think I answered that question quite clearly, right? I think I did. We're good. Let's move on. We got things we want to do. Let's get out of here. All right. Come back in. We're going to work on this PC over here. Start hooking it up. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to do some frost jobs. Show off some more of that amazing screen over there. Let's move. We ain't got time for this nonsense anymore. I think I went a little bit too far over it, but I think we covered it pretty nicely, right? Got in there, right? All right, Fernando, and your fake channel, your fake freaking popping in my channel. You're a weird dude. I got to tell you that much. You know, you call yourself moving on to bigger and better things, but yet you're always in my YouTube channel watching what I do. You're creepy. Very creepy. Gotta stop doing that, man. You mess around, you get in the prison system, you'll find somebody gonna be watching you all day long. You don't want that mess. Yeah, stop doing creepy stuff, man. He's always on my channel. How are you doing bigger and better things and you're always on my channel watching me? And we know too, trust me. We definitely know. He's in here. Sometimes I log in my channel with my other phone. So I can pop in my own channel with my other phone right here. Yeah, he's in there. And I got a friend of mine's in there that's been monitoring his activity for court. Yeah, that's why he went in. The minute he posted my face with the hair and all that, he removed it right away. Too late, Jack. We got pictures of that. That already got filed already. You can sue for $400,000. Yeah, hope you got my money. That is defamation and everything else under the book. And they new too. They fresh. This is what you removed? Yeah, this is in the court system already. We logged this already in. You getting sued for this. They fresh. They new pictures. Statute of limitations. This is why I told you at the end of the day, we can never run out of suing him because he keeps doing dumb stuff and he keeps refreshing the statute of limitations. Yep, see that picture right there, Mr. Fernando? It's going to cost you $400,000. Because we got a bunch of pictures on you doing weird stuff. We got, let me see here. Videos on this, all the crazy cool stuff we got here. What you doing, man? We got here doxing addresses. Remember, you did this picture too, right off your website, right? Remember that? Yeah, this is new. So yeah, you're gonna get hit with a $400,000 lawsuit to start. And then I got more pictures, and then some of those will be small claims courts. We trickle at 12 grand, a little bit here and there. And maybe we should have a big one at 80,000 here, maybe 60,000 here. Oh, we're going to basically send some pretty interesting people to your front door to let you know that, Mr. Fernando, you're getting sued by our company. Man. Well, thank you. Hope that promotion pays off, buddy. You're going to have to pay me some way. $400,000. You got to pay me. And if you don't got the money, guess where I'm going to? Top of the floor. I'm going to file execution of judgment and get a debt collector in California to collect my money. All right, people. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. You know, it's funny because, you know, I had to come back to this, but when you say you're moving on to bigger and better things, would not posting a picture like that to begin with would have been the beginning start of moving on to bigger and better things? You have literally came on YouTube and said moving on to bigger and better things. They ended up getting sued for 400,000. That's what you're getting sued for. Can you believe that? That's not moving on, man. That's pretty bad. We know you don't got 400 grand. We don't care. I'm gonna hit you with that. I'm gonna get you with $500,000. I'm gonna see if I can do that. Well, you can have a 400,000. So with that being said, that's not really moving on to bigger and better things. You come on, you slander my face, you post addresses and carry on, and you started off your moving on to better things with a $400,000 lawsuit and criminal charges for the doxing. Boy, that's what you call moving on to bigger and better things. I'd rather just say where I'm at. All right, gotta go. Got things to do. We got all these glues. All these glues, baby. Glue. It's 12 in these. So we went through 24 yesterday. All these glues. I'm going to get started on my thing. I'm tired of talking about this. You guys have fun out there. We'll be back in. Yeah. Ha ha. All these.